to have Katy Perry's song in the movie. So I wanted to ask you, why did you choose this song in particular?
Oh, for many reasons.
I am recording this. Fair warning. Is that really necessary? Look, Joe, 6 feet.
Hello, Mr. ASTER. Thank you for having me.
Hello, thank you for having me.
So I had the pleasure to watch your film at the Cannes Film Festival, and it was quite an experience, I have to say, to tell you. But I also think that the movie had some pretty extreme reactions. Like some people were totally amazed, like me. I love the movie, but other people looked like they just been personally attacked. Were you expecting that kind of polarization with the movie, or even like secretly hoping that kind of chaos?
Yes, I mean the movie is about polarization. So it only makes sense that the reception be polarized. It's also a movie that is kind of going at identities, and we really value our identities. They're very important to us. And so I knew that was going to be received differently by different people. I do think that is, I would say that's sort of bait that's there to either be taken or maybe not. The movie is about more than that. And it's sort of a trap, I think, to get stuck on that.
And now that you mentioned that, actually, like a lot of the film is about people clinging to different belief systems, something similar of what you say about identities. We can see people like believing in conspiracies, fake activism, self-righteousness, like in order to feel like they have control over the situation. But I wanted to ask you, did you ever find yourself drawn to any of this idea, like even briefly? Maybe like, was there a moment where you felt like I might be becoming one of these people?
Oh, absolutely. I'm not exempt from any of this. I don't want to give the impression that I'm sitting on a perch, mocking other people. I see a lot of myself in the kids in this movie. I see a lot of myself honestly, in many of the characters. And part of the project was about turning a mirror on myself and questioning myself and my own beliefs, looking to the people I abhor and trying to see the humanity in them. Essentially trying to make a film that somehow in this like intensely politicized atmosphere could function in a sort of egalitarian way.
Okay, that's what I love about the movie, like saw it and it made me think about myself. I've been several of these persons, like with the vaccines and then with social media, like posting like a black photo and thinking that I'm being part of something. So that's what I really like the film, because it made me think of it as a mirror as well.
Yeah, I guess that's only right, that it should function as a mirror. I think that's what these phones are doing, is that they're functioning as mirrors. And the movie is very much about how these phones are changing us and how we have been changed, and how what's coming is going to change us in ways that we can't even begin to fathom.
And also a lot of your work deals with, like grief, anxiety, identity, and this sense of deep internal chaos. And there's a feeling that these stories come from a very personal place, as you mentioned. Would you say you have a kind of therapeutic relationship with your filmmaking, or how would you describe your relationship with filming?
Yeah, I would say that there's something therapeutic in filmmaking for me, where I'm confronting things that are in me, that are bothering me, that are on my mind. In some ways, I'm exercising these things. In this film, it was really more about trying to somehow go as deep as possible into the situation right now that we're in, and also trying to pull back as far as I can and see things from as capacious a stance as possible, to try to include as many voices in the cacophony as possible, and to really try to understand those people. In no instance condescend to any of them, or judge any of them.
How much did the pandemic days help you to take that distance that you're mentioning? Because you're mentioning that you wanted to go like very deep inside, but also take like step aside to watch the things from a side. Did the pandemic somehow help you to see things from another perspective as a creator, as an artist?
Well, I think that we haven't metabolized what happened in the pandemic. I think that's partly because we're still living through it. We're still traumatized, but also whatever happened there it's not over, you know? And I'm not talking about the virus, which is also still, you know, whatever in the world. But I'm talking about, I think COVID is when the system that we had been living in for a long time, you know, living in the internet, in this like state of atomization, I think COVID is when the door got kicked shut behind us. And suddenly we were stranded there. And we're still stranded there. That has not changed. So for me, I think the film is about that situation. I don't watch the film and think, God, remember all that. You know, for me, it feels very much like a movie about this moment, and it's meant to be, in some ways, looking back, right? Because it is a period piece. It's set 5 years ago, but it's also kind of tilting towards the future. It's looking at where we're going. And that's where the data center comes in.
That's scary, but thank you for sharing that with me. So before we run out of time, I have to ask you about the Katy Perry song, because I think it works perfectly in that confrontation scene between the both of the characters. And I believe, or I want to believe, that that was not like a random choice to have Katy Perry's song Firework in the movie. So I wanted to ask you, why did you choose this song in particular?
Oh, for many reasons. But I would say I wanted a song that everybody knew, that was important in the culture, that felt like the culture, and also that, you know, was dated in its way. But also the thing is that music dates differently now, because everything still kind of sounds the same. Things aren't really evolving. We're staying in the same place. So even a song like Firework, which is pretty old, kind of sounds like everything else right now as well. It's like that Mark Fisher quote. He was saying, if people in the 90s went to the future and heard the music of the future, they would be shocked, and they'd say, really, this is the music of the future? Like, really? It sounds so similar. And then at the same time, I'll just say that Katy Perry's song has a lot of bass in it. And if you push the bass, you really feel it in your stomach and your chest. And we really cranked the bass as far as we could in that scene to put you in Joaquin's experience. And, you know, I think Firework is a great song. So it needs to also be a song that is fun to listen to, and that animates the scene. But there is something, there is an aggression to the way it's being used that I find interesting.
Yeah, I love it. Well, thank you so much. Congratulations on the movie. I really like this film and all the rest of your film. So thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me.
You.
We need to free each other's hearts.